You can go, Martha Ann.
Okay. Good evening. I am Martha Saunders, President of the League of Women Voters of Carrollton, Carroll County, and I welcome you to the League's Candidate Forum for the City of Whitesburg. The purpose of the League of Women Voters is to promote political responsibility through the informed and active participation of citizens in government and to act on selected governmental issues. As policy, the League does not support or oppose any political party or any candidate and is fully committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion in principle and practice. With that understanding, I now turn to tonight's forum moderator, Bruce Lyon, who will introduce the League assistants and the forum participants.
Want to welcome you. I'm being asked to start my video, and unfortunately, we cannot start it. So we're going to have to do this with you being deprived of a picture of me and my wife as moderators tonight, but we can do it.
Yeah, we called in an expert and she can't fix it either.
My daughter expert has been struggling up here to try to get the video cranked up, and we're just unable to do it. But as long as you can hear me, then that's really all that's important. And we can just forget about the suit and tie that I put on for this occasion tonight. So my co-moderator will be my wife, as always, Kathy. She will be helping to keep track of the questions, the order in which they need to be asked, the questions themselves, and in many other ways, she'll be helping keep me straight for this forum this evening for these two posts in Whitesburg. The other key players, in addition to Martha Ann Saunders, whom you've already met, will be our technical expert, Gila Gonzalez, who you already have met, Jennifer Danlicker, who is our vice president of the league, and our timekeeper, Anel Colvins. We will also need to introduce the candidates, although I think you all know each other, but others who will be watching this on Facebook may not know you. Robert, I believe you go by Kim, am I correct?
Yes.
All right, Kim, and we'll be on a first name basis tonight. Kim Arnell, his opponent for the post 1 seat is Donna Whitley, and then for post 3, Lucy Gamble and Lucy Gamble and Jessica Davis. We will follow a pretty informal format tonight. We will be doing this on a 2-2-2 basis. 2-minute opening statements from the candidates, 2 minutes for questions, and 2 minutes for your closing statements. And for the opening statement, we'll go in alphabetical order. We'll begin with Kim Arnell. He'll be followed by Donna Whitley, the other candidate for that particular post, then Lucy Gamble, and then Jessica Davis. Kim will go first. Jessica, since you'll be the last to give an opening statement, we will ask you to give the first closing statement, and then everyone else, of course, will have an opportunity to offer whatever closing remarks they want to offer also. And then we'll have 2 minutes apiece for the questions. We will try to make all this just as painless as we can. We do have a number of questions that folks have asked us to ask you, and we'll get through as many of those as we have time to this evening. Anel Colvins will be operating our time clock, and it's my understanding that you all are able to, yep, there she is with a paddle. You're all able to see her. The critical thing to watch for is that 15-second paddle that she just flashed. That means that your time is about up, and when that red stop sign goes up, why, that's it. We'll ask you to stop at that point, and then we'll move on from there. So If there are no questions about the procedures we'll be following this evening, we'll start with the opening statements. And as I indicated earlier, the first person to give an opening statement will be Kim, and he'll be followed by Donna. So Kim, we'll turn the floor over to you. You all will please remember to unmute yourselves as you speak.
My name is Kim Arnell. I've lived in the community for about 35 years. I have 2 adult boys. I've been married for 39 years. I run a small business here in town. I love the community that I live in, and the reason I've been doing this is just to help out when I can, or, you know, do the best I can to help my neighbors. And this is kind of awkward. You kind of get lost for words, I guess. But I've known most everybody around town for a long time. I worked on a lot of the younger, well, they're not younger now, but I ran a car lot here in the garage for a long time. Now I run a lawnmower shop, but I've been around for a long time, and I've seen my community kind of start fading away a little bit a few years back, and I just decided that I wanted to help do something to repair it. That's about it.
Okay, thank you for that. Donna, you be up next, please.
Okay. Ready?
You can start whatever you wish. Mhm.
Okay. I'm Donna Whitley, and I have lived in Whitesburg for 25 years. I'm running for post 1 because I feel that I have the qualifications needed to successfully fill this position and do a good job. In my past work history, I worked closely with the fleet manager and had several duties that I think go hand in hand with the responsibilities of post 1. I've done recording of maintenance upkeep. I've gone to heavy auction equipments. I'm very familiar with the depreciation costs with equipment and vehicles. I've kept records for all the maintenance and vehicles for a Fortune 500 company, and I constantly updated spreadsheets with any new information that I was given. I've initiated the paperwork for the bids and going to the auctions personally, and I've attended those. Another responsibility that the post requires is that you handle customer complaints and concerns. And from all my years of customer service, I have learned that if you handle the concerns, that there won't be many complaints the way I see it. So I would do this by communicating in a timely manner, and I believe in returning phone calls and emails very quickly. If I don't have answers, I will find resources to get the answers. If elected, I would like to focus on getting more community involvement and projects to benefit our local organizations. So I would love to put some of these plans in motion if I'm elected. Thank you.
Thank you. And Lucy, it will be your turn next. You'll need to unmute yourself, Lucy, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Gotcha. Yep, you're coming in loud and clear now.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Lucy Gamble. I'm the current incumbent for the 3rd district here in Whitesburg, which consists of recreation streets and roads. And along with that, it's been a long 16 years that we have done what has been done. We've had a lot of improvements. We've come from nowhere to somewhere right now. I've lived in Whitesburg now 45, close to 50 years. I moved here from Texas. My husband and I are both Marine veterans of the Vietnam area, and we have a great love for our community. He has done his part and trying to keep it together, and I'm trying to do my part. The most important thing is I think we need more citizens involvement, because without citizens, you cannot do anything. You can meet, you can talk, you can do all these other things, but the citizens need to be involved, and we need that. And so kind of like the other candidates, I would like it to be where our citizens would feel free to complain or to come in and add their comments or help or anything, because if we can get it together, we can be a more wonderful Whitesburg. It doesn't matter if our heart beats if there's no blood going through it. So with me, it is to make it a little bit better step by step, day by day. And I will take advice from anybody. I'm never too proud, and I'm never, turn anybody away, because that's how you learn. Thank you.
Right. And thank you. And Jessica, you will finish up for us, please.
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Jessica Davis, and I just want to tell everyone thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm super excited, and unlike some of these, I've never been in this type of work or this field of work. However, the passion in me drives. I moved here about 6 years ago. Me and my husband have 4 children between us, and 6 years ago, I noticed it was a beautiful small town. The gas stations would know who you are and what you like, but there wasn't as much involvement as I would like. And after speaking to some of the residents, they're talking about the old ways and the old days. And that's what I want to do. I want to bring back the old ways of Whitesburg and, some of the old ways with a touch of a little bit of new ideas, festivals and parades, have car shows that put back into our community where some of the proceeds can go back into us. We have a lot of people that pass through that I think are truly just as important, because they do help our businesses thrive. And I think that having somebody that is a go-getter and somebody that doesn't take no for an answer, I think it's very important to have those type of people who can make calls and can, make rules and, handle any kind of complaints or anything throughout the community. And I believe, as much love and passion as I have for this town and the people that are involved, I truly believe I'll make a difference. And I just hope that you guys can see that too. Thank you.
Okay, thanks to all 4 of you for those statements. We'll go now to the questions, and we have, as I indicated, we have quite a number of them. So we'll start. Kim, we'll start with you, please. We'll ask you to respond to the first question, and that is, what will be your top priorities for the city in this position? Your top priorities. And you would respond first, sir. And you'll have to unmute.
Can you repeat that question? There's an echo in here and I didn't hear all of what you said.
What will be your top priorities for the city? What are the things you will consider the most important in this position?
Well, we have a couple of projects that we're getting in the beginning stages of getting started. We have a lot of things, and it's hard to put one of them at the top, but I think rebuilding our police department is top priority right now. I guess the second would be the construction of our new city hall, and there's still a few things with the water department that still need to be updated. But I think the police department is going to be our main focus for just a little while. But it is going to take a little time to get it built back up to where it was before. And after that, I think the city hall, which, I mean, those can run together. But I think the police department is going to be my main focus to get it back up to par.
Okay. Thank you. And Donna, as the other candidate for this particular post, would you respond to that question also? Your top priorities for the city of Whitesburg.
Okay, I think one of the main things that I would like to work on is better communication between our leaders and our community, of knowing what's going on, socializing, using social media. I think if we focus on something like that, that we can get more community involvement, and more community involvement would mean that we can bring more things to our city and build a better city, in my opinion. So I believe that's really important, because I think we have a lot of good things going on here in Whitesburg, with like the Whitesburg Care Fund, Harvey's House of Books, our local library. And I think that we just need to focus on building these things up and getting more people involved and just building a better community. I like what we got going on now, but I'd like to add some to it. And I do agree that the police situation, that we can build on that with the new police chief that's come to Whitesburg, and I'm excited to meet him Saturday, I believe. So that's one of my main goals if I'm elected, is to start with the communication barrier, because I believe that that is what leads to opening more doors for everyone in Whitesburg. Thank you.
All right, and thank you. Lucy, would you respond to that question also?
Okay, you hear me?
Yes. Mhm.
All right, I am in a little bit of a quandary, of a dilemma, because with my position as 3, I take recreation very seriously, but also with the other 2 candidates, police is one of the top things, because if we can't keep our children and our seniors and our citizens safe, then, you know, we can't have anything going on. All you'll have is fights and discords when you're trying to do something. So that is that to me is a very important part of it. But most of all, I want to instill on customer service, because when you go into City Hall, that should be a place where you can get your answers, get your anything that you need to know. And that needs to be a joyful place, not like when you came in the door, what are you doing here? I want that to be more cohesive, as well as with the police department. Because when you go in there, it shouldn't be you going in for a ticket, but you might need some information. So customer service will help a lot, as well as our new police chief and the men that he wants to bring on. And our city hall will be on the main street, and that will be wonderful too. But recreation, because we have over 400 children running around here, and we need to find them something to do that they don't have to go 25 miles from home to do. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And Jessica?
Yes, I would have to say I agree with everything these guys are saying, because communication is key. Communication allows all of our citizens to know what's going on, to know what events are being held, to know where to go, what to do. I feel like most of the people in Whitesburg are lost. They do want to help, and they do want to, be invited to events or show up for things. They just don't know until the day of, or, the day after. But another thing that I think is very, very important is affordable housing, to figure out some kind of affordable housing for Whitesburg, because they have zero affordable housing. So that seems pretty important to me, considering 27% of the people are renters with children. So that's very important to me.
Okay. You all have, in one way or another, touched on the question of how to involve citizens of Whitesburg in community affairs. And there were several questions related to that among those that were submitted to us. Here's one that says, what do you believe the council could do to increase interest and participation of citizens in the operation and functioning of their city government? Could meetings be posted and events be posted on the city marquee, for example? And related to that, if you are elected to the Whitesburg City Council, how might you increase citizen attendance at city council meetings and increase interest and participation in town activities in general? So those are several components of basically the same question. And so I'm going to ask each of you to respond specifically to this question of citizen involvement. And Donna Whitley, you would be up first for this question, please.
Okay, I've got ideas to get the citizens involved, but first it's going to take social media. It's a big key factor that we're going to have to use. I am on the Whitesburg page that we have, but I myself have put things on there and no responses. And I think that if we can get faster responses, then people will know what's going on in our city. People do want to get involved, but sometimes it is too late. I myself live on Main Street, and sometimes I don't even know the things that are going on. And I've tried to attend some meetings. As a matter of fact, I scheduled my work schedule to come to the last meeting to find out that morning that it was canceled only by calling to ask a water bill question. So I think that we need to get more involved with the social media to let citizens know what is going on here. And I believe that will be the key factor to getting more people involved. We're making things appealing to people by coming up with ideas. I've got a lot of fundraiser ideas that I know could help this community that a lot of people want to get involved with. They've told me so. So I'm ready and set on go to try to put these plans into action. And I think that community involvement will just grow because everybody wants our city to, be somewhere we can be proud of. So I think if we can just get in touch with more citizens, with signs, we can make more signs, we can stay on top of that social media, then more people will be involved. And there is strength in numbers. Thank you.
All right, and Lucy, we would ask you to respond next, please.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, if I think I understood the question is how to get the citizens more involved, is that it?
Right.
And social media. Well, one of the main things that we're just now beginning to get is a thing called internet, or, that little thing called broadband, because it wasn't until COVID set in that we found out how really out in the woods, as you would put it, we are, because we don't have the internet or the broadband. And unless a lot of people do it on their phones, or they go and sit in the city library parking lot, it's really difficult for the average family to get that done when they're working and trying to do all these other things. But if they can get onto social media, yes, I agree that that would be one of the main ways to do it, and to get people to volunteer to help, not just a one-time volunteer. Now, some people may not be able to volunteer for one, but to get dedicated volunteers, because you can get a lot of people to say, yes, I'll help. And then when they find out it's work and not play, it's a different situation. But we have good people in Whitesburg, and I feel like that this is one of the things we can do. And one of the things I'd like to do is to revamp our booster club and get that going. And I think that will be the spark, because once we get the kids in, we'll get the parents, and that communication will flow. Thank you.
Thank you. Jessica, would you respond also, please?
Okay, so I do agree with some of these things, but also I know that people want to be cared about. And the more people feel cared about, the more involved they want to be. The more important they feel, the more involved they want to be. I do know about the internet situation, and it truly is devastating to know that we have hardly any kind of access to internet where we are. However, printers exist, and I have no problem putting flyers up, letting people know we have 5 gas stations for some reason in Whitesburg, and I believe those gas stations should be a part of letting the community know they need to be involved too. And I feel like if we can get more things going around here, more things popping off, more people coming, it's easy. It's easy. It's word of mouth. It's people saying, hey, I went to Whitesburg this weekend. They had the best festival. They're going to hold something else next month. You should go with me. It's simple things like that. But yes, absolutely. I agree that social media is a huge target, and we just need people to be louder about it, like annoying almost about it. Like, hey, did you forget on Friday we're going to have something at the library? Hope to see you guys there. Because I know me, I have 4 children, and I have a lot going on. And even if I did know about it ahead of time, I do need a reminder. So I do feel like social media, reminders, signs put up, around the roundabout. I think those are all very important attributes to get our word out there to other, people in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. And Kim, we'll come around to you now.
Well, I've been I've held this council seat for 2 years, and this has been a problem since day one, is getting people to the council meeting. I mean, everybody has an issue that they want to talk to you about on the street, but they're not willing to come to the council meeting to state their issue. And for the most part, our meetings are held in an empty room. And you know, I tell everybody that has a problem, you know, just come to the meeting and state your problem, and, you know, let's work on this right here together. Let's not shove it under the rug and just let it go. I mean, if we have something that we need to work on, we need to know about it, because you know, the council doesn't see everything. And I post the council meeting schedule on our Whitesburg Neighborhood Watch page. I mentioned a lot about our upcoming council meetings, but still, it appears that we have zero interest from the city. And I know it's not that way. It's just that nobody wants to be, I guess, singled out if they come to the meeting with a problem. And it's not that way. If you have a problem, let me know, and I'll do my best to fix it, or at least get you an answer to what's going to be done about it.
Thank you to all four of you for those answers. Here's another subject you've already touched on, some of you have. That's a question of police protection. And here's a question that was submitted. And the question, and Lucy will ask you to respond first to this. The question is, how are you planning on providing police protection when no one wants to work in law enforcement these days? So, Lucy, if you would answer that first, please.
Okay, first of all, the way that the city itself can provide protection is, one, offer a good enough raise to try to bring people in that would like to work. Two, give them the equipment they need, the cameras, the police cars, whatever they need to make it better. And three, have our policemen and our citizens interact. Because when you have policemen and citizens interact, they get to know one another and they get to trust one another. And it's not a whole bunch of he say, she say. Once we get that, when you get the faith unit and you get the police unit and you get your citizens together, you'll have a much safer town, because more people will be willing to report, more people will be wanting to come here to live, because we can be a safe citizen, a safe place to be. But it's going to take one step at a time. 15 years ago, we were outstandingly safe. And then it seemed like the bottom fell out and things started going wrong. Well, a lot of that is in your leadership, and a lot of that is in money. Money is not going to drop out of the sky, but we can slowly but surely bring pay up to where policemen will like to come to our city, but also when they see they come not just for the money, but for the atmosphere, and for them to know that they're appreciated, because our policemen need to be appreciated just like anybody else.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Jessica, if you would respond now, please.
Okay, so I do believe that it is very important for citizens and the police officers to have a relationship, absolutely. But I do know that there is a fine line of trust from the officers to the citizens, from the citizens to the officers. I think that that should be something that we take care of, and letting them know, the officers, hey, we back you, we back the blue. I know for me and my family, we 100% back the blue, and we appreciate everybody that is the first responders. I think that we need to show whoever comes to our town that we do appreciate them. I know as a citizen, seeing the drug use and the prostitutions on the corner of our stores is very alarming, especially when you have young children. I have children all under the age of 14, and I refuse to take them to certain stores because of the atmosphere. If our citizens had officers they trusted to say, hey, they're back up here again. What can we do? They're loitering. They're doing this. There needs to be a sense of trust, a base, a foundation of trust between citizens and police officers. And how to get them here, I think it's going to be us being a better town, being better to each other, saying, hey, we're here to support whatever officers come here. You've got all of our support, from ours to yours. Please come and join us. Any kind of welcoming to see who does want to come, who would be interested. And yeah, I see that money is a problem, and maybe we can get the pay up there again, but show them some kind of support, especially in these days, in the last 2 years with COVID and all the things that have happened. Show these guys support. Have some kind of, some kind of banquet held for them, to show them that we do care and that we do back them. And I think that's very important for the citizens and the police.
Kim, now if you would respond to that question, please.
Well, as I said before, over the past few years, I've seen our department kind of dwindling away. And over the past few years, the police department has lost all respect from the citizens of Whitesburg. And it's going to take a little time for the department to regain this right here. But I believe we have a chief in place now that's that can rebuild the trust. And that's what it comes to. Years ago, a lot of people didn't like this town because of the police, but they respected it. And the department in the past has lost the respect and with respect of the citizens and the surrounding communities that travel through here and visit our businesses. And it's gonna take a little time, and I'm fully behind, our officers having the equipment they need. Anything that they need to get their job done, I'm behind them. But it's gonna take everybody working together and to get this problem solved. And the police can't do it on their own. And I urge all of the citizens of Whitesburg, if you see something, say something. Don't ignore it like, nobody's going to do anything about this problem, so why report it? If you see something, say something.
Thank you. And finally, Donna, would you respond?
Okay, I think that one thing that we can do is to assure the future police applicants that we as Whitesburg are trying to get, new equipment, more safety items that they need. And I know this personally because my brother is a police officer. But we need to put a plan into motion and let them know this, that we are striving to make things safer for them. We need to let the applicants know that we are a small community, as they will know, and there are plenty of benefits for when you patrol a small community. You may have offers from our tea cake lady to get a whole plate of tea cakes, and just give them just the feeling that the community will be behind them. I think, the new police chief coming in, if we can talk to him and let him know, and I'm sure he already does know, that there's certain things that need to change. And then when he's interviewing people, these future applicants, he can go ahead and lay out a lot of the problems that have been solved, so that they don't question, have questions that they didn't go ahead and ask and might not apply to work here in Whitesburg. And I think another thing is maybe, someone young coming into work would probably be someone that's more eager to do their job. They're not complacent where they are. And I believe that, if we can get, a younger police force, they may stay with us for a lot of years. Not unexperienced is not what I'm saying, but just younger that would be willing to grow with us and see this all the way through to possibly retirement for them.
Okay. Thank you to all of you for that. A related question that two people have asked. There is a perception that there is a significant drug problem in Whitesburg. How might the police department deal more effectively with this problem, and what additional resources would help address this issue? The perception that there is a significant drug problem in Whitesburg. And Jessica, it would fall to you, please, to be the first to to answer this question this time.
Wonderful. This is one of the things I'm most passionate about. Yes, I do believe there is a significant problem with drugs within our community. And saying that, I do believe that while having an active police force, it did limit the drug use and the people standing around and loitering who do drugs. However, it didn't cut it out completely. If I am able to run and be a part of this council, I do want to have some kind of nonprofit organization come in either weekly or bi-weekly and hold classes. That way, at least they can have an option available to maybe alter the way they live their lives and maybe give them a positive change to hopefully, choose to live the life of sobriety. I would definitely bring in a nonprofit organization several times a month if I could. That's what my first move would be. Thank you.
Thank you. Kim, you would be next, please.
Well, as I said in my opening statement, I have two boys. One's a preacher. They're completely opposite. One's a preacher, and the other one had problems with drugs in his younger years. So this is a serious issue for me, and I think the police presence moving around, I think that's going to deter a lot of our drug activity around our town. There's a couple of the stores that this happens at, and I think that if the police are seeing more, I think that will slow that down. And two, we put together a new ordinance last year that it's against our city ordinance for any of these stores to sell drug paraphernalia. And some of these pipes, things like that, they had to take all of these out. And two, one of the officers here in town, her and I, we started playing softball on Sunday afternoons, and we had a lot of these younger adults that were into drugs a good bit. And we had them coming out and playing ball, and we had a few of them that were making real good progress with, leaving their drug habits behind. Well, the old department fought us every step of the way. And then, when COVID hit, we had to abandon that. So, I would love to get this right here started again. We were making some real progress with some of these kids. And just for showing them, although you have a problem, there's another way out, and you're not in this alone. We're here with you. We'll help in any way that we can. And I think, getting these people more involved in things like this right here, and just showing them that they're not abandoned. They're still human beings. And
Mr. Speaker.
I'm sorry, sir. We have we have the stop sign now, so we'll have to stop you there in mid-sentence. Okay, Donna, you would be next, please. Would you respond to the question?
Okay, I believe that the police presence is going to be the greatest thing to break up this drug use that's blatantly going on right in front of our eyes as you walk into a store to buy a Coke in the morning. I believe that what we got going on now, people know the routines that they've seen, where the police park, where they're going to be. I think mixing this up and getting a lot more movement is going to help this situation. I think talking with the new police chief when I have a chance, whether I'm elected or not, I would like to let him know that when you know someone's schedule, you're out to do the things you want to do. And when you don't know someone's schedule, you might think twice before you do something that is illegal. So I think that is the biggest factor in cleaning up our community. So I also do believe that if we can offer some programs, and it can just be someone speaking that's been through this. I know family members. We've got people all over our community that have pulled themselves from drug use and gotten sober, and they can do great things speaking to someone that is down in a low valley in life. And it's free. You don't have to bring in money. It's just an open area for someone to talk, make use of some of these rooms that are set aside that we're not using, with the rec department or so forth. That's one of my ideas, and I would like to initiate that if I were elected.
Okay. Thank you. And finally, Lucy, would you respond?
Okay. In regards to that, I wish there was a room in the rec department that was not being used. The room that was dedicated to our seniors years ago now is a file room for the city hall when it went kaplooey when it rained. And so there's really no room there. But we have churches, we have other places that maybe can open up and do that. But again, you got to go through their system and see. It's an easy habit to get on, but it's real hard to get off. And it's going to take time and it's going to take patience. And what might work for one group may not work for another. But that doesn't mean we don't at least give it a try. We've had GED classes that was done through the different churches. We have had other things that were started and stopped. Our citizens have helped us tremendously in the past, and I know they can do it in the future. But drugs, they come up and down our street every single day, from Carrollton, Noonan, Douglasville, you name it. We can't stop it, but we can sure slow it down. And I'm hoping that with our new police chief, that he will put his foot down and do what is needed, because we will be able to back him. And let it be known that we are willing to back him and not worry about Whitesburg being known as a speed trap. Yeah, we were known as a speed trap, but you know what? We trapped some drugs also. The point of the matter is we can do better if we want to, and we can help our police force, and we can slow this drug trafficking down. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Let's move now from police matters to tourism. Here's a question. Whitesburg is near some of the county's premier tourist facilities like historic Banning Mills, McIntosh Reserve, and Moores Bridge Park. There are also thousands of commuters who travel through town every day. What could the city do to take better advantage commercially of these commuters and visitors? And we'll ask Kim, you would be the first, please, to respond to this one.
Well, I don't really know what it would take, but we need to make our two main streets more eye-appealing for the people coming through here. Because this is a state highway from, Highway 85 over to I-20. So we get a lot of traffic through here now. And I would think that if we, supported our parks and just made the city more appealing for people to look at coming through, I think that would help a lot. Thank you.
Donna, would you respond, please?
Yes, I think that Mr. Arnell's right about a lot of the traffic coming through here. One thing I would say is that back to the community involvement, I do believe that if people are given the opportunity to get organized and make our city look better, especially on the highways that everyone's driving, I think people will come together and help clean up the city. Just have something like a Whitesburg City Cleanup Day that you let everyone know way ahead of time. We're going to clean this up. We're going to get volunteers. Just give them a heads up, not a last minute notice. And I think a lot of people will participate because everyone wants something pretty to look at when you're driving through here. And I think if there are things that are going on with tourists and so forth, make signs, let everyone know, what we have going on here. But you're not going to look at a sign unless it's somewhere in a clean yard or a clean location. So I think that's the key, is to cleaning up this place by getting the citizens involved. And, somebody traveling through might decide they want to stop somewhere and, you know, maybe go to the antique store that's located across the road from my home. You know, just things like that, I think are going to help the tourists make a stop in Whitesburg and enjoy our beautiful city.
Okay. And Lucy, would you respond next, please?
All right, this has always been a pet peeve of mine since I came on the council years ago. And one of the things that we have to do is to get together, and I tried it 3 times, and 3 times it kind of got put on the back burner, is do a Whitesburg Main Street grouping. And that would be the businesses and the citizens coming together. And if it's no more than twice a year, pick a theme and carry that theme through for the next 6 months. And this will get your attraction to your city. This will get your Main Street. We have a new store in, all right, we have a new convenience store. If all the other stores would do something as simple as, this is fall coming up, put out some corn shucks, put out some mums, put out some pumpkin, do something to catch people's eyes if they're going up and down the street. But not only to catch their eye, but once they come in your place, have a friendly attitude and have something worth stopping to make it interesting. Yes, we have all these other things around us. Have their cards in their store. Have something, because if you bring in their reputation, maybe they can bring in your reputation when you go and see them. We have a beautiful place, but like I say, it cannot be beautiful if we don't keep it. But first of all, we have to start keeping it that way. I love our Main Street. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jessica?
Okay, so I love all these ideas and stuff, and one of my main things that I noticed was when I first moved here was Main Street. Love it, love the antique stores, love the old buildings, and I'm not for tearing those things down. I love to preserve any parts we can of Whitesburg, but there's so many little small buildings and stuff throughout Whitesburg that just need a little extra paint, just need some windows fixed, And whatever happened to Carroll County sending out community service to Whitesburg? They're our neighboring city, and I think that if we had just, once a month had the people come out and do community service, that would be great. And then for any other time, yeah, we can get together as a community and do this as a whole. And things like celebrating for different holidays. You can have pumpkins out, you can have lights out, you can, just make it appeasing to the eye. And then just like someone else just said, once somebody comes into your store, welcome them. Make sure that they leave talking about this small town with a great heart. Make sure they see your heart when they come in, because I promise you, if you make an impression on somebody, they're going to leave and they're going to go talk about Whitesburg and their store and this new business and how beautiful it was. And they have a sign up about a festival next week. I think those are all very important things that could make anybody that drives through wonder if they want to stay or if they want to hang out and see what all's going on in Whitesburg. I did, and I've been here for 6 years now and have no intentions of leaving. So I just think it takes a little bit of involvement. Again, we're going back to the community involvement. So thank you.
Thank you. You all have mentioned community cleanup. Is it your impression that there are problems related to property upkeep? And would you, if you were elected, insist that current ordinances related to property upkeep are enforced? And Donna, you would be the first, please, to respond to this.
Okay, I live on Main Street, and we do our best to pick up a lot of the trash that has been thrown out as people are going down the street. I don't like a dirty yard, so my thing is, I'm not opposed to giving people warnings when things aren't cleaned up. And, after so many warnings, you've had enough warnings. It's time for action to happen. I'm truly not opposed to people actually getting tickets if they don't heed to these warnings, because I live here. I plan on going nowhere. I've been here 23 years on Main Street, and my children are building here. I want it clean, and whatever it takes, whether it takes a firm fist or, we just can't let people destroy our beautiful town by passing through or not caring what their property looks like. And we're trying so hard to take care of ours. So, you know, money talks. If you are threatened, I mean, you've been warned, clean it up. If not, you're going to pay. I think, you know, that may sound harsh, but I think that's what it's going to take for some people to clean up what they have. And it doesn't take that much effort for you to clean your own property and move things, to follow the rules and regulations that Whitesburg has laid out. You know, it's not hard to follow rules, you know. So I think that if people, you know, take warnings and do something with those warnings, that we can have a beautiful city. I try my best to keep our place clean, and I do a lot of picking up after people that don't care about keeping our place clean, down the sidewalks and so forth. But like I say, money talks, and I believe that it may boil down to that to make our city, you know, remain pretty, and not one person doing all the work.
Okay. And Lucy, you would be next, please.
Right. I agree with everything Ms. Donna had to say. And one of the things that has kept Whitesburg a little bit off center on this was our police chief, the reorganization of our codes and zoning ordinance. But now we have gotten that done, and COVID year didn't help anything. I remember somebody said something about community service. The thing about community service is those people get to pick which place they want to do community service. And if they don't pick us, they don't come. It's just that simple. And or we're the last on the list, and if they got too many somewhere else, then they'll come to us. But yes, we do have people that can do community service, but it goes through court and everything else. And when we have them, they're out there picking and cleaning and mowing and doing all those things that needs to be done. You know, so we can, you know, we go at it one step at a time, and hopefully the community will help. But we have had 2 major community cleanups, and we hope to have more. But again, that takes involving our young people, and they need to get out there with their dads and moms and grandpapas and grandmamas and help do the cleanup, because a lot of times, a lot of them are the ones that's doing the messing up. So if we can teach them the value of having a clean place and keeping it clean, I think it will grow into them and keep going. Thank you.
Jessica, would you respond, please?
Absolutely. I love what everybody is saying. And I do think it starts at home. You know, if, like Miss Donna had said, she's constantly having to clean her yard and some of what everybody else has thrown around her yard. I have that same problem, and I'm not on Main Street. So it's definitely a problem for us. But I do believe that if we can get our youth involved, it can be super fun. I mean, like I said, I do have 4 children, and if we can make a game out of something that seems like work, it gets done, and it gets done fast, and it gets done efficient, and it's just good for everybody if we can make a good time out of it. Nobody wants to go out there and pick up trash, especially if it's not their trash. However, when you see that there's a bigger picture involved, that, hey, we can have more people come into our town. Hey, our town looks prettier. Hey, our festivals are really nice this year. It's the bigger picture. And I know if we can just focus on the youth, there's so many young children in Whitesburg. Come on, let's pull them out. Let's get them outside of their houses. I think we've been masked enough, and we need to be outside doing things, working together as a community. Thank you.
Okay. And finally, Kim, would you address the question, please?
Our city ordinance covers most of everything from grass to rubbish around someone's house, and I have the same issues. I live on White Oak Street, and this is the school line, and I pick beer cans up in my yard. And I mean, this is the school line too, so I understand, you know, the trash people this day and time just don't care. But if reelected, enforcing our city ordinance is going to be one of the things that I'm going to be working on. And you know, at first, it's going to it's going to step on a lot of people's toes. But the end result, I think everybody will be proud to see that, you know, we have some abandoned houses in our city that either need to be repaired or torn down. And we can't enforce, we have to enforce our ordinances fairly and on every property that has these issues. And this is, in the past, we haven't really had the manpower to get this done, but I'm hoping, you know, with our new police department, that we'll have a code enforcement officer that we can work with and start getting some of these properties cleaned up.
Folks, we are getting close to the end of our time, but I have one more question before we go with your closing statements, please. This relates to the library. Funding for the Whitesburg Public Library has been of ongoing concern for the city and for the Friends of the Whitesburg Public Library. If you are elected to office, what ideas do you have that might facilitate the cooperation of the town and the surrounding areas to provide for reliable funding for the library into the future? And Lucy, I see you're to be the first one to respond to this one, please.
Wonderful. Well, the main point is that, yes, I believe in libraries, and this is one of the other sticking points, that our children shouldn't have to go to Carrollton to get books, and it has always been. And yes, funding is a key part. And the same way we were talking about fundraising and doing all these other things and coming up with grants and helping wherever is necessary. Yes. And I will have people that will probably look at me funny or roll their eyes when I say we're going to support the library the best we can, because it has been done in the last 8 years that I have been on that council. And I've had to fight by myself sometimes for this. But I never say die. And if I can get one more person to fight with me, we'll bring it to the end, because our libraries, just like our schools, are one of the most important things that we have going for us in Whitesburg. Thank you.
All right, Jessica, would you answer the question next, please?
Absolutely. I definitely believe that our library is a very important part of our community. For one, knowledge is power. And if we can't have some kind of place for our children to go that isn't 30 miles away to read a book, then I just don't feel like we're really doing too much right, are we? I do believe in having yearly fundraisers and something that can have some proceeds go back into the library, having car shows, motorcycle shows, festivals, anything that can regenerate and have that money come back to us. And then, you know, going through budgets, figuring out how much can go to the library. But as I said before, I do think it's very important, and knowledge is power. So to me, the library would be one of my top main concerns, to make sure it stays within our community. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I muted myself. Kim, you would be the next to respond, please.
Well, I agree that the library is very important. And I think, just like everyone else, the fundraisers, I think, would be the best way to give the library more support. And as a council member, I mean, I'll do everything that I can to help out with the library. But I've talked to the ladies down there before about doing fundraisers, and they had told me that they had did them in the past. But over the past couple of years, I don't think they have the manpower at times to see some of these projects through. And I think if we had a group that could put some of these fundraisers together for the library, I think it would help out a lot.
You would be next, please.
Okay, I am a huge believer in fundraisers. I think something like a community fundraiser with the proceeds going to the library would be awesome, because everybody has something that they want to get rid of. And what they say is what one man's junk is another man's treasures. So I think if we could get the word out back to the social media thing that we're doing something big like a community fundraiser for the library specifically, then more people will be involved if they're given enough chance, you know, to get things ready, because nobody wants to do anything last minute, although we all end up doing things like that. But I'm also a big believer in grants, because there's a lot of free money out there. I mean, grants that don't have to be repaid. And all you have to do is look for it. I've actually dug in and found a grant that I applied for the Whitesburg Cure Fund, and we can do the same thing for the library. With fingers crossed, we're going to hopefully get a piece of this grant, so money, so that it can be put to good use. But I feel the same way about the library, finding grants and funding for it also.
All right. Thank you all for your well thought out answers to all of these questions, and we've covered a lot of territory. We'll move now to our closing statements, and then we will adjourn after that. And Jessica, we have you down for the first closing statement, and we will go in reverse order after that, with Lucy after that, Donna, and then Kim. So Jessica, if you go first, please.
Again, I just want to thank everybody for letting me be a part of this and have this opportunity. I think this is really amazing that we were able to sit down and discuss things between each other. I know that to some, my expectations and my goals may seem unattainable, but I say challenge accepted. I'm here, and I don't plan to go anywhere, whether I win, lose, or draw. I'm here to help, and I'm here to help everybody in the community. And I just want to say that I'm Jessica Davis, and I am running for post 3, and I've given up on giving up. And I hope together as a community, you and I can do this. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And now, Lucy, your statement, please.
Okay. Again, I want to thank, just like Jessica, I want to thank everybody for this chance that we have this afternoon for you to look at the issue, look and hear the issues, and look at what we've done in the past and what we can do in the future. It's one small step, and with that one small step, we can make a very giant leap, but it takes time and it takes patience, and I've got a lot of both. And so I look hopefully to seeing you again next year, and in November, vote for Lucy Gamble, post 3, and we'll get it done together. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Donna?
Okay, in closing, I want to also thank everybody for putting this together. I've learned a lot and listened a lot to what everyone has to say. There's a lot of opportunity for things going on in Whitesburg for us to improve, and I love what we have going on here. I just want to be a part of putting some of this other stuff to move us forward into motion. I've got a lot of good ideas, and they're not unattainable ideas. There's simple things that just with word of mouth, we can get things done here in Whitesburg. The communication factor, I want to stay on top of that. And I just hope that I have other people that are here to support me with my ideas and agree with me that we can make this place even greater than it is now. And that's what I'm looking forward to, because I have a family that's planning on building here. My children are going to build here, and I want to leave a nice place for them, you know, in passing. And I hope that everyone else that is the older generation feels the same way. There's good things going on. I just want to keep that in motion. Thank you for having me today.
And finally, Kim. You're muted, sir.
Just want to thank everybody for inviting me here. This has been a first for me. I'm not a politician, although when I was elected 2 years ago, I had to go and take a first time elected official seminar, and they told us from the start that we were now oh shoot, I lost my words. We were now politicians. Well, I still don't see myself as a politician. I just want to help the community that I live in. And I've heard a lot of good ideas here tonight. And if reelected, I'm going to use some of these ideas. And I just asked everyone to vote for Robert Arnell Post 1 City Council for Whitesburg, Georgia. Thank you.
Okay. My thanks again to all four of the candidates for their participation tonight, and also to my colleagues in the Carroll County League of Women Voters for all of their work to bring this forum about. And I think they will agree with me that Whitesburg has four excellent candidates, and we applaud each and every one of you. So best of luck to you, and that will wind things up for this evening. Thank you again.
Thank you.